Hi guys. Hi. How's everybody doing today? I bet they're doing fantastic. It's middle of the week, the sun is out, the wind is up. It's a fun day outside. It was a bit wet yesterday. Yeah, it most certainly was. Hi, I'm Jenny Q, and I'm Willy, and we're here to bring you an episode of Stories and Stuff. And all that is a short video where we share stories of all sorts, different genres, different themes, and stuff, which could be anything from riddles to jokes to research to all sorts of cool, nifty, kind of fun stuff. That's right, but mostly it's jokes. I'll be honest, I love my jokes. Yeah, so he's got some stuff for later today. This week's theme is Oh Canada, Oh Willy. That's right. This week, what we're trying to do, or what we want to do, is we want to incorporate what you think the most wonderful thing is about being Canadian, about being part of this amazing country. And because our date of July 1st is a very important date, it's coming up. Canada Day is coming up very, very quickly for us. And so we wanted to do a story on the spot today, celebrating and exploring one of Canada's national animals, if not the national animal. Who do you think it is? Many people might know, actually. Just to recap, last week we did a little bit more of a history lesson. We talked about Laura Secord, War of 1812, about the Canadian flag. I learned all about that. That was pretty cool. So today we want to talk about the beaver. The beaver is Canada's national animal. Did you know that it's a rodent? You know, like a rat? It is. You're right. It is part of the rodent family. In fact, it is the largest rodent in North America. I can't remember what there's one other rodent on the planet that's bigger, but not anyone else. It's the beaver. So you might be wondering why a rodent is a national animal for such a big, beautiful, wonderful country like Canada. Well, it dates back to the things we were talking about last week, to when the colonists were coming around and then they were exploring and building new homes all throughout North America. They discovered that the beaver fur, or pelts as they're called, that they were valuable, and they made great hats. Can you imagine? They made great hats. That was the big deal. And so they would hunt the beavers, skin them. I guess that doesn't sound very nice, but it is what it is. And then they would make hats out of their fur. That's right. And a lot of people in Europe loved beaver hats. And there were thousands and thousands and thousands of beavers that got hunted, and a thing called the fur trade started. And that was the first significant economy in Canada, and built our nation into a place called Hudson Bay Company. It was one of the biggest parts of it. So the beaver gave to us in that way, and then eventually got hunted so much, the poor thing, that it almost went extinct. So fortunately, and I couldn't find this in the research in the short time we had, I couldn't either, but for some reason silk hats came in, and so beaver hats were out. The fashion was out. So the beaver was able to start to repopulate. Now the beaver lives all across Canada, and I think that's another reason it's our national animal. It lives in every province, coast to coast, south to north, east to west. Is that true? Oh yeah, I can show you. Hang on. I even printed a picture for you guys to see. So here it is. Check this out. You see all the green? That is where the beaver lives, and that is Canada. So, well, and the US, I mean, all through North America. So the beaver is quite industrious. What else can we tell them? It builds these things called dams, and it's all out of wood, and they chew it with their teeth. Yep, they do. I can't imagine. That would be so hard. Well, there's a reason that the beavers can do that, actually. There's a really neat thing, and it was something else I wanted to share with you guys. What's that? The cool thing about it, well, one of the cool things, there's lots of cool things about beavers, but here's a picture of a cool friend. Can we give him a name? Yeah, because we're going to do a story. Let's call this beaver, Barney. Barney the beaver. Okay, we got Barney the beaver, national symbol of Canada. And here he is. Okay, let me see. Let me bring him up. Now, take a look at Barney. do you see his teeth? They are actually orangey red, and that's not actually a bad thing. That makes his teeth super duper strong. That's right, because in his teeth there is just naturally a lot of iron, and iron makes them really, really super strong. And so he has to gnaw them because they're growing continually growing teeth. Yes, continually growing teeth. And so that is one of the reasons he gnaws at the wood. The wood is also his part of his food. He eats wood, the soft wood inside the tree, once he rips the bark off. He does that, absolutely. Now, the interesting thing about the teeth is that they are orange. But if you look at cartoon versions of beavers, often they will show the big teeth, but they're not orange. They make them white. And I think that's just an interesting storytelling, interesting fact. Don't you? A beaver actually has orange teeth, but yet they always end up white in cartoons and things. So I found that a little bit interesting, and I think we can use that in our story today when we create it. What else can we tell them about the beaver? The beaver's been on our in all sorts of different emblems, coats of arms since 1621, and not just in the European colonists stuff, but also in the indigenous people. They use the beaver in a lot of their stories and in a lot of their art and a lot of their stuff. So the beaver is important to everyone across Canada. And now, remember last week we were talking about how our flag didn't become our flag until 1965. And the beaver wasn't officially our national animal until March 24th, 1975. So slowly over the years, guys, we've got everything in place. We're getting it there. We've got our national animal, we've got a flag, we've got a land. We finally got it all sort of figured out. Okay, I feel like people are a little bit busy today, so we're going to have to create our own story on the spot. That's okay. We create stories all the time. Yes, we do. Okay, so in our story is going to be Bernie the beaver, and we already saw a picture of Bernie, so we know what he looks like. Now, where could he be? What about that place? It's called Wood Buffalo National Park. Ooh, I forgot to tell you guys, Wood Buffalo National Park is in Alberta. And it's one of the things it's known for is it has the world's largest beaver dam. It's huge. So huge you can see it from space. Yeah. Do you think Bernie built it? I think he helped. Okay. So here we go, guys. We're going to do a story on the spot just for you, me and Willie. Ooh, you know what we could do? What? Let's use our story cubes and that'll help us. Yeah. Are they here? Ooh, yes, there. Okay, hang on one sec, guys. We're going to use our story cubes. Remember these? Okay, so that is what we're going to do. I'm going to not even shake them. I'm just going to open the box without looking, and I am going to grab one, maybe two. Okay, what am I going to grab, Willie? I don't know. Here we go. What do we got? Ooh, it's a key. It's a keyhole. It's something that you put a key in. Yeah, it's a keyhole. Okay, so that is our first thing. Long ago, well, maybe not so long ago, but in a land in the middle of a big, beautiful country called Canada was a place called Alberta. And in Alberta, they had a place, and it was called Wood Buffalo National Park. Now, it was beautiful and huge. There was so much you could do. You could go camping, and you could explore, and you could camp, and you could hike. That's right. And some of the trails were so hard to get through that humans couldn't get there. But who could get through all that wood? The beaver. And the beaver made his way to the center of this park. And he loved it. And his name was Bernie. And he had big red orange front teeth and a fine fur coat. And he was a pretty fun little guy. Yes, he was a fun little guy. And he was looking to build quite the home. Well, one day, can you grab a cube for me? Yeah, I'll grab you a cube. Okay, let's grab you a cube. One day, while he was out gnawing down some trees, he heard a weird noise, and it was... Oh, I think that's a cell phone. I think it's a cell phone, too. It's a cell phone. Okay, so he found a cell phone, and it was going, ring, ring, and he picked it up. hello? And on the other end of the phone, he heard, ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. What was that? He didn't know. So he listened again. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Well, long story short, it turns out it was aliens. Aliens who lived on Mars, way up in the sky, and they wanted to come and they wanted to meet Bernie. Did they come down? Of course they did. The flying saucer came down right in the middle of Wood Buffalo International Park, but it was in the middle where no humans were, so no humans knew. And down, down, down came the saucer so silently, it was just like a whisper of a breeze. And out came the little aliens. Well, they were very clever aliens. What did they do? They brought a translator so that they could talk to any animal or any species they ever came across. And out they went this little translator, and it went do-do-do-do, and it said, "Hi, we're from Mars, and we have lots of dry land area, and we noticed you have a beautiful body of water here. How did you do it?" Well, Bernie was a very proud dam builder, and so he said, "Well, all you do is you gnaw down a few trees and you place them just so, and then you build the entrance under the water, and, well, there you go." He's very, very clever. He was a very clever beaver. Well, wouldn't you know that alien from Mars was invited by Bernie, very special invitation, to go in under the water, deep, deep, deep underneath, through up to the inside of his dam, and he got to explore all the different ways he built. And so the alien had dinner with him, and they chewed on some grass and some wood, and it was quite delicious. And then the alien had to go, but he thanked Bernie very much. He took home some ideas on how to build a dam. And so Bernie thought, wouldn't it be great if we could stay in touch? But he didn't have technology. He's a beaver. How silly would it be for a beaver to have a cell phone? So when the Martian went up, he thought, I'm going to create a dam so my friend from Mars can look down and he can remember me. And that's what happened. And it started with Bernie. And then other beaver friends came and added to it, and added to it, and added to it. And before you knew it, it was this massive dam you could see from space. It's true. You can Google it. You can Google it. Actually, it's in the links we have. And that's the end. And that's the story of how maybe the Wood Buffalo National Park had a dam, beaver dam, the world's biggest beaver dam, built right in the middle. Jenny, you're so creative with your stories. Will you help? Absolutely. Love the story keeps. Okay, we have time just to finish up and share Willy's stuff. I have 2 jokes. One, obviously inspired by the beaver. And then another one inspired by water. Because where there's a beaver, there's water. That is true. Okay, what is your first joke? Okay. What did the beaver say to the tree? I don't know. I think someone out there will guess. They're pretty smart. They are very smart out there. Nice gnawing you. Nice gnawing you. Willy, you're so funny. Okay, now the other thing I love is oceans and books. And so this is a book and ocean story, or joke. Okay, a book, ocean story joke. What do you get when you throw a billion, it's got to be a billion books into an ocean? Wow, that's a lot of books. I don't know. You get a tidal wave, a tidal wave. Willy, I enjoy you so much. Yeah, I like you too. And we like you guys very, very much as well. So thank you for coming by. Thank time with us. I think we just lost connection for a second, but that's okay. Thank you. I was just saying thank you for coming by. Thank you for sharing time with us. Please come and check out our YouTube channel and subscribe. We have a goal that by July 1st, we have 50 friends who have subscribed, and we're about halfway. We got about 25. We'd love for you to be one of our friends, to hop on our channel, so you can always be up to date with what we produce, with what shows we create, and who we meet in our community. That's right. So, as we always say, guys, at the end of each show, share your love, share your laughter, and share your smiles. See you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.